Well, if there's one project in the house I've been most excited to work on, I think it's today. And to be honest, living in the house for a couple of months now, this has been something that's been on the back of my mind. And over the past weekend, I really just went ahead and pulled the trigger and got all the pieces moving to finally build our entire gallery wall. Now, in our new house, we have a pretty big studio space, which we've dedicated to not only be our YouTube studio, but also act as our podcast room and movie theater. But luckily, we have a massive wall that has been blank pretty much our entire time here. And today, we're finally starting to piece it all together. Now, as a photographer, having a gallery wall is honestly something I've always wanted. And now that I've moved into a new house and really had the creative freedom to showcase some of my best work over the past couple of years is honestly something I'm going to be super inspired by, because there's just something about seeing your own photograph in a really nice frame and hung as a gallery that just brings you so much inspiration. And to be honest, some of these photographs have been some of my favorites that I've ever taken, and it's been very hard for me to narrow it down, especially because with the amount of frames we have right now, it might take a little bit of time to get everything organized. But just to give you all a sneak peek, we recently just got our set of prints right here. This one right here from Kenya in black and white. Ooh! I mean, honestly, I think the pictures speak for themselves, so I'm really excited to finally get these hung. A little behind the scenes, we have all the girlies working together to get this room up and running. But to be honest, the hardest part is definitely going to be laying out all these frames, and this might be an all-night project.
Oh, wait.
What's the time?
I didn't sign up for a whole night project.
Well, today we have 4 places we need to hit. We found everyone on Facebook Marketplace, but they have a bunch of cool home decorations that are going to look great in our studio. We got the trusty vans, so let's get to hunting.
First, we need to get gas.
But to be honest, the great thing about Facebook Marketplace is that they have a ton of different options and a lot of things that you can't really find in stores. And if you can message them to pick it up same day, they can usually give you a little bit of a cheaper price. So luckily I've lined them all up to pick them up today, and let's go check them out. All right, first pickup, 3 IKEA frames. Looks pretty fire. All right, frame number 2 has been acquired. It's really dope print. It looks like it's somewhere in Greece, but honestly, this is gonna look fire either in the studio or in my bedroom, but off to the next location. All right, so we just picked up our coffee table, which is actually only 30 bucks, and it looks super nice. I'll show you guys what we set up inside. But right now, we've just got a couple more picture frames to pick up, but so far, we've literally been like to 5 different places all around Dallas. All right, it's actually a lot bigger than I was expecting. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
It's massive. Now, something I did to help make the process a little bit easier is I actually went into Photoshop right here, and I started making a layout of the frame sizes I knew I had, and then went ahead and started curating a couple of pictures that I knew would look good in certain type of frames. So right here, I've got a pretty rough draft of kind of how I think the frames could look, but once again, I'm really not gonna know until I have all the pictures in. But for now, if we can get some temporary placeholders, I think it's gonna give me a lot better idea of what we can work with. All right, so we just got some posters back from CVS. Let's get the girls' reactions. All right, starting off strong.
Beautiful.
Always a winner. Always a winner.
Yeah, you know that's one of my favorites. HD.
Honestly, a
Yes.
sleeper, a sleeper. Fire.
Kitty.
Let's get these framed. Well, it took a little bit longer than expected, but we finally have most of the pictures in the frames, and let's check them out. Ooh, this one.
So cute.
This one right here is actually a picture I took in Africa of this baby cheetah that was actually tamed and being trained, but the fact that I was able to get this photo this close is honestly one of my favorites, and I knew I had to print it out for the studio. This one right here, this one's also one of my favorites that I took over the summer in Venice, and the colors, everything about this shot is so immaculate, and I knew it would look great, especially with that matte in front, and this one's crazy. And last but not least, this right here, a shot in Paris. I definitely wanted to get some contrasting colors, so I think the blue and the green tones is gonna complement everything else, especially with all these frames. You guys already know some of our signature prints. This one right here on a helicopter ride over New York City, crazy. Drone shot of this really, really beautiful road in Colorado. And last but not least, the Eiffel Tower in Paris. One of my favorite shots ever, and it's gonna look absolutely gorgeous in the studio. Another one of my favorite photos from Paris. This one's actually shot on film. It's got that really nice nostalgic vibe. I think putting it in the gold frame just brings a little accent piece to the whole wall. You know, I had to do it one time for New York City, Times Square. This shot was actually taken in the rain. Something about the color, something about Times Square at night just looks so gorgeous. This is actually shot on my Leica, and the quality of this is so crisp.
Oh my god, that looks so good. I love that picture.
And a couple other pictures from Europe over the summer. This one right here is shot in Switzerland. This one right here is shot on the Amalfi Coast. It was really hard picking out these pictures, and I'm really surprised that we finally narrowed it down to a couple. But I assigned the girls to pick out our last 2 photos for the remaining picture frames, and let's see what they chose.
We picked these because they complemented each other and they kind of go with the aesthetic of the room and the whole library vibe. So.
But that's gonna wrap it up for tonight, and let's pick this up tomorrow.